Welcome to the Dr. Amy Adesina podcast. I have various U.S. and international accounting and tax designations, a master's in tax, and a PhD in business administration with a concentration in finance and accounting. Over the past 2 decades, I've helped several SMEs succeed. This podcast will provide strategies and resources to help startups and existing businesses thrive. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Good evening or good afternoon, wherever you are. I should just say good day. I'm very excited. Another interesting topic today. Now, it's getting warm. Should I say warm? Oh my goodness. It's getting chilly. The weather is changing, but we're grateful. This is Thanksgiving month, and so very happy that all of us are alive and doing well. So remember to be thankful. All right. So today, I will start off by thanking everyone. I said, remember to be thankful. So I'll start off by thanking everyone that has commented, watched this Tuesday programs, and just giving feedback, and also just watching. That's really awesome. And then of course subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that, and this is the beginning, and it's gonna get better and better and better. All right. So today I'm going to speak about something that is dear to all of our hearts. I'm going to talk about inflation, small businesses. I know that when you talk about, you're hearing or you're feeling the impact of inflation. So I'm going to speak about what do you need to do when you feel, what do you need to do to cope with inflation? I know we're very happy with the Inflation Reduction Act, which was just passed by the government, but which is U.S. government. But what I'm going to speak about will impact people in various countries. So it's not only the United States, right? So I'm going to talk about what you need to do as a small business to actually cope, or should I say beat inflation. We're hoping that everything goes back to, a better situation, with everything, but you need to look for ways to make sure that your small business, your medium-sized enterprise thrives, right? So one of the first ways to deal with inflation is automation. I know that I've talked about outsourcing, right? And many of you might not have taken that really to heart, but if you outsource, it's really going to be huge because you save costs. You can outsource administrative work. I have a whole program, and one of the episodes talks about outsourcing. So you zero in areas that you can actually automate, right? There are people that automate so many things, right? So outsource administrative work. Outsource. If you're a restaurant, instead of using a delivery person to one person to deliver food to your customers, outsource to Uber Eats, or any other form. Uber Eats is an example. Any company like that delivers food. So just think of what can you outsource, because at the end of the day, outsourcing is much cheaper, right? In several countries, they pay payroll taxes. You have to pay payroll taxes when you're on employees, right? Now, if you really don't need that employee, maybe because you can actually get somebody else to do the job that is outsourced, and I mentioned administrative receptionist. That's really something that is very common. Someone that can pick up your call, and some of them, they even analyze on how to generally how to speak about your business. So I would say, as much as possible, automate, outsource, right? Automation means that make your process, just automate your process. Let me give an example of automation. What I'm doing now, using technology, you can use technology to, of course, that's automation, right? Something that technology can do, right? Technology can do it. So instead of doing it manually, when you automate, you become more efficient, right? Some people say, okay, but how are you sure that when you automate, there's quality control? You need to step up and make sure that when you automate a process, that at the end of the day, you check the process. Once you check the process, you can actually correct the mistakes or any issues in that process, so that at the end of the day, the process gets better. And so when you automate, with checking processes, it becomes more efficient. All right. The next step, I won't say step, because you can choose, which one you want to do first, right? Analyze your profit. I will tell you the reason why you should analyze, and I'm going to explain to you what is analyzing your profit. Now, sometimes when you make profit, people really don't check what is the profit margin, right? If you have something, you sell something for $10, right? And you bought, producing and getting everything in order to sell $2, right? Right? So your profit on that product is what? $8, right? So that is your gross profit, right? Now, if that $2, remember, you took $2 to produce it. Now, if that $2, right, becomes $5, right, to get that same product, to produce that same product, and you're still selling it at $10, you're going to make what? $5. Now, how did I get that? 10 minus 5 is 5, as opposed to 10 minus 8. 10 minus 2 is 8. So, of course, with the $8, you make what? More money. So with inflation, you might need more money to buy that product. So needing more money to buy that, or I won't say buy, to create that product that you sell. So this is an example for those that sell merchandising or products like that. But generally, that's just an example. Look at your product, look at your service, and see how much are you actually making, right? You have to sit back and analyze that. Okay. So as you analyze that, remember, we're looking at ways to, I won't say cope, but beat inflation in your business. How do you make sure you manage so you can still do well even when there's inflation? All right. Another way is, because we analyze your profit margin, and I'm going to tell you why. Just know that's, keep it there, and analyze your profit margin. Okay. One of the things that people do is that, they forget about expenses. What are expenses? What you're used to, what the price of managing your business, right? Things like, when I say price, products, you buy products, like, or let me not use product sale, but let's say, gas, utilities, let me use utilities, right? It's getting chilly here, so I'm wearing a sweater now, but wearing something, looking for ways to make sure that you're not, it's winter, it's getting to fall, winter. You don't have to get the temperature to be that high, the heater in your office, right? Look for ways, maybe wear something, or something that will make you warm, right? You have to look for ways to reduce that cost of expenses, right? There could be, you look at what you maybe, you have a staff meeting every day. In the afternoon, you have a staff meeting, and you guys have, the company buys lunch, lunch. We're talking about a small, medium size enterprise. Now, I would say, is that really productive that you have meetings every single day? I will ask you, I'm not talking about sending emails here and there, but having meetings, and then you have to buy lunch every single day. I would say a very effective company meeting should be once a week, right? It might vary depending on what you do, but generally, let's look at how we're going to start our week. Many people have meetings on Mondays, right? Let's see how we're going to start our week, and let's see what's outstanding for this week, right? So you get your lunch buy for everybody, that's fine. But you might think, oh, that's not a big deal, but it adds up. You right? And then look at so many expenses, right? That you might, okay, what about people that gas expenses, right? yes, some people need to have, drive around for their job and you pay for that drive. But some people don't need to drive around as much as they're supposed to, as they're driving around, but yet you're still paying for that. So analyze, and you have to look at what, your business in general. All right. Okay. Another way is, of course, remember I said that when I looked at it, when I analyzed the pricing, the profit, I said I'll get to that, why I'm saying that. Okay. It's time for you to increase your pricing. And now I'm not saying that you should increase your pricing outrageously. No. I would say do an analysis and do some research. Remember, we talked about you sell your product for $10. Before you take it took you $2 to produce that product, right? 10 minus 2 is 8. But now the cost of production or to produce that merchandise is $5 and you're still selling it at $10. Now, you might not want to bump it up so much from 10 to what will make you have the same $8, 13, right? 13 minus 5 is 8. You might say, you know what, maybe I know other people are going through this inflation thing. Let me just maybe increase it a little bit, but not so much. Because remember, if you sell a lot of products, you make money from with high turnover, like a lot of sales, right? So you don't want to sell a few products. At the end of the week, you're not making as much as you want to make, right? As opposed to someone selling a lot, right, and making more money than you. So look at that and just analyze your pricing. But yes, it's okay to increase your prices. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't make it astronomical, right? So that you won't lose your clients, right? You won't lose your customers. Another way to beat this inflation is stock up, get things on your shelf. Find out if you can buy things in bulk, right? Find out if you can get discounts. Usually, if you buy things in bulk, you'll definitely get discounts. You do that, So work with look at who supplies you a particular product. The holidays are coming, and I know that, chocolates, all this baking stuff, right? And, trying to be good during these holidays, but so let's look at someone that bakes. The products would be flour, right? I know flour expires, but if you're a bakery that has high turnover of sales, right? You have a lot of sales. Find out who can actually sell things in bulk for you, like things like flour at a reduced rate, so that you buy before it expires. You don't buy a ton like that. All right. And then also, I would say also that you should please try your best to retain your staff. Those that are doing very well, make your staff happy, right? The cost of hiring a staff is very expensive. You don't want to deal with that. Make sure you retain your staff. To hire somebody, background check, that cost. Remember, we're trying to not get into inflation and, we're trying to make sure it doesn't impact the small business, right? Then the cost of hiring, you have to go and do background checks. You have to spend time to look for the person. Then, make sure that during that time, when you get the person, during that time, there'll be downtime. That's a cost. Downtime is also a cost to your company. So you don't want to do that. So do your best to retain your staff. And look, you can go through my episodes and just listen to one of the episodes where I said staff retention. All my episodes are very, very, very important. But I just said make sure that you go through that and find out how do you retain staff. All right. So just wanted to put it out there that yes. Inflation, I understand small businesses are going through a lot, but you need to step up and say, okay, what do I do to make sure that the impact will be minimal? Because if you reduce expenses, you know what? You don't have to up your pricing so high. You don't have to say, okay, I'm going to bump that $10 to $13. You don't have to do that, right? So just do an analysis to come up with something that really works best for you. All right. Okay. Now, this is segment 2. And during this segment, what I do is that I get questions. I know that usually I receive calls, but you know what? There are messages here that I want to actually answer, or questions here. Okay. This is a business owner that says, I'm traveling to do work. Maybe I think it should be work. Okay, business meeting. And then after that, I'm going to see my sister in the same city. Are all my travel expenses deductible? That's a good one, because a lot of us, a lot of us that have family around the globe or around the country, and we're business, right? We're business. We travel. Small business owners travel maybe to negotiate a contract, or even for conferences they do. Now, I would say, as long as let me say, like, you travel, that cost of travel, right? It's allowed. I mean, that's allowed. Okay, I think we have a guest that is here. I'll finish my segment 2 before I'll allow her to speak. Yes, hello. Yes, okay, she's trying to log in, so I will finish my. Hello. So as she's trying to, as she's setting in, I'll tell you who she is, but let me finish my segment 2, then I'll ask her. I'll ask the question and tell you a little bit about her, because I know she contacted, and she's here on the program. So so if you're traveling for business, right, it's okay to see family. I'm not saying you should not, but please note, if you're traveling for business from, let's say, and then you're maybe, let's say, for a conference from January to maybe March, or maybe, let's say, Monday to Friday, just Monday to Friday, and the conference ends on Wednesday, the cost from Thursday to Friday is not business. So it's not business, okay? So you can deduct Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now the flight is fine, because whether or not you're going to see your sister, the flight is deductible. But all those trips you make on Thursday and Friday, remember the conference stopped on Wednesday, all right? Thursday and Friday, they're not business related. I hope that's clear. So I always tell people, document. I say that all the time. When you go for your conference, document the time spent, what you did, and have that in a file. So, I mean, because if you are audited, you can defend that, and you can say, yes, I stayed 2 more days. Maybe your sister came and stayed within a hotel, and you guys decide to stay for 2 more days. Those 2 days are not business related. So make sure you do that correctly. Make sure you separate that. All right. And then another question before I ask Ms. Rosianas to come in. I usually go to the gym to improve my health. Is gym membership deductible? I love that question. Oh my goodness. I know. Gym. Yeah, it's supposed to be health-wise, right? Really deductive, because it's, of course, medic is health, but I'm so sorry. Gym membership is a personal expense, so it's not deductible, right? It's not deductible. Gym membership is not deductible. And if you have a small business and you pay for gym membership for your staff, that is a benefit. That is a taxable benefit for your staff. All right. Just wanted us to put it out there. But I know that some insurance companies have that, like, wellness as part of their their insurance. Their wellness is part of their it goes with their insurance. That's different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you as an owner, a small business owner, and you actually pay for gym membership, either for you or for your staff. That's not a business expense. All right. So send in your questions, right? You can, call, or you can email and attach your voice, your question, your voice by voicemail, or record your question. I've listened and responded on this platform. All right. Now we have, I think she's here now. I wanted to go get through phase 2 before she comes in. I see she's here. Let me make sure she's.
I can read it.
Yes. We can't see you very well now. I think the camera is off.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. This is Miss Rosiana's. Yeah, she is a makeup Rosiana's, and she's a makeup artist, and she's she actually has a makeup line. She has a makeup line, and she's both she sells it internationally and even in the United States. And so she's here in this on this program just to share any challenges she has. I know you'll be wondering, oh, but she's doing very well. Her product is already around the world, and she actually, compliments her sale of the makeup with, she's very good. She's a very, very great makeup artist. So she's going to share if there's anything that she has, any of her challenges, any challenge she has, and that through when I respond, it actually will help other people. So that's the goal. Okay, go ahead, Miss Rosiana. So yes, you're fine. I know she's trying to adjust her camera. You're good. You're good.
Sorry, excuse me. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Ini. So one of the challenges I have as a makeup artist is rude customers.
Oh, wow.
Rude clients. How do I handle that? Over the years, I thought I could cope. I try, but from time to time, you get those really rude clients, and I fringe. I don't know what to do. So,
oh, wow.
What can I do?
Well, I think, but that's really interesting, because that's something that I know that a lot of people have issues with, especially those personal, when you have the dealing directly with clients, right? Just like that. First of all, I would say, keep cool, first of all. Keep cool. That means just do not respond to them in a way, but I would, and that's the first, I try not, even in my profession, I try not to respond negatively when you come out at me negatively. That's the very first thing. Try to be on the other side, and stop. Do not, I know you don't respond negatively, but try your best to control yourself. I know it's difficult, but try your best to control yourself. But I would say, if somebody's rude to you to a certain extent, I don't think you need that person's business. Seriously, you don't need that person's business. If the person does not have respect for, your art, I've seen your work and I know you're good. So if the person doesn't have respect for your work, I would say that why would you need my services? So first of all, I would say, do not react negatively towards them. But second of all, I would, try my best to, tell them if they start getting so, upset, I would respond in a nice way. Sometimes, I know you makeup artists, you do weddings. For one, let me give an example. And really, sometimes the brides are very stressed out. Sometimes it's not really you. I would say sometimes it's not really you. It's really what they're going through. So I would say, first of all, you analyze the situation. If it's really, because I've seen even mother of brides that just go to do their hair. And because of one thing or the other, maybe their hair was not looking so good, they burst out crying. And you wonder what's happening, but we get it because, somebody, I've seen that before. And it's because of the stress is so much. So I would say that, first of all, just cool, take it, it's not easy. First of all, take it easy. Second of all, analyze the situation. If it's because the person is going through stress, you be the understanding person. Because I've seen, just be the understanding person. And no matter what the person says, you respond in a great way, because we're looking at a way to make sure that your business thrives. And making sure your business thrives is also business relationship. I know you're doing well, you're thriving already, but I know you also want to thrive more beyond that, right? So I would say that's what I would advise you to do. Many people are going through stress, as I said, many people that are getting married. And so you be the shoulder for them to carry on. And then later on, if you can tell them, you know what, I didn't appreciate this. I know you're going through stress. But if it's someone that has no issue and she's doing this, and I would say, thank you. You don't need you don't need that person's business. No, honestly, you don't need that person's business. No matter what, I would say, you don't need, because people have to also realize, even though everybody's a small business owner that's listening to this, every small business owner is a human being. They too, they are human. So if you're coming coming at them and they still try, what about their own feelings too? So I know, I know many, when we talk about management, we say customers are always right. But when it comes to the extent that you cannot, you have to also know what's good for you, right? So if it's like, So I hope that helps.
Mental health.
Yes. Yeah. Very important. It's very important. I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but I know that in the line of, if you're not sound mentally, you cannot do business. It's not possible.
You can't do it.
Yes. So if somebody's making you feel bad and all that, I'm sorry. I'm not, because you have to think of yourself and your how do you feel towards that person, right? As a business owner, owner. All right.
So, thank you.
No problem. Do you have? I can take another question if you have anything else that you want to.
So I have a cosmetic line,
Yes.
and is really busy in my side of United States doing a makeup artist. We are very, very busy, and then on the other side, I'm running a business, the cosmetic line, and I have a home to deal with. I have 2 little kids, 4 years old and 5 months. So how do I balance the timing? Lately it's been driving me crazy, but I've been trying to take it one day at a time. I don't know if you have any tip for me or how I can manage my time so I can start this next year better.
Yes. First, I want to give you an applaud. I want to applaud you because you're a mompreneur. I want to applaud you. So very awesome. I really appreciate you because, even with the kids, you're trying to make sure that everything is, taking care of the kids, being excellent in your makeup, your as a makeup artist, and you're global. Your makeup product is now going all around the world. So I would say, first of all, there might, as you're getting very busy, you will need to hire someone to work with you, first of all.
Yeah.
Because yes, first of all, and when you're hiring, it's not really, it's not like, I would say that you don't have to hire the person as an employee. You just say as needed, right? Sometimes you have a large wedding train, right? I think, am I right? Wedding train, is that what bridal train. I said wedding train, bridal train. So I would say that you need to get somebody to share that with you, right? And then you you actually sit down and have an agreement so that you know how much you're paying, because they're your customer, they're all your customers, your clients. So you have to bring somebody in to help you when it's a train, a bridal train, because you don't want to say, and because this bridal train, they also use your makeup. So that's really double whammy, right? I would say, number one, you have to think of bringing someone, structuring it well, and looking at how much you allocate to that person, because again, it's your business, right? Now, secondly, I would also say, how's your scheduling? People should know and, say, okay, they're having this wedding at this time, or they're having this program at this time. Your scheduling should actually reflect what you're actually just reflect. You should have a way that they will schedule you ahead of time so that you will know. You have a timetable. Yeah, you will know. Okay, you know what? You know how to allocate your time. If you need someone to help you, if you don't need someone to help you, and also work around when your kids are either at school. You understand, or when they're, then I know the baby is small, but then look at what things that she enjoys, right? Maybe some toys, things like that. Even as you can, you can carry her with you, but look for things that will engage her, right? As you're working, that's something. But I would say those are the few tips you have to think of, because you can't do it all. As you grow, all SMEs, as you grow, be prepared for growth. Now, as you grow, think of, as I said, hiring. Think of bringing on someone that can work under you with a very good agreement, contract. And please make sure the contract is reviewed by an attorney. I will say, I'm saying this because I'm speaking from experience. Because if you do not review a contract, and I will use that to close. If you don't review a contract, there might be issues. at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So make sure, and not only just sending someone a contract, the contract must what? Be signed and dated, or it's not a contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So make sure you get a contract before you, as you're planning for it. I hear you. I like what you're saying, that you're anticipating real serious growth in 2023.
Yeah.
This is the time to plan. This is the time to plan. How many? Setting up a schedule, setting up also a website. I hope you have a very good website, local website that even US, I know that I'm not sure about how you do your distribution, because you have to make sure that you are not the person delivering the products. You understand? You have to make sure that I'm not sure how your distribution is done, but you have to take that off you. So that's another way, because if they have an order, some else must have been take that off you. That will, oh gosh, that will just take a big part of this. Yes,
I think so.
Exactly. So make sure that I know you're working on some changes on your website here and there. Make sure it's very, very easy, user friendly. That so as you're working on expanding even the base of the website towards 2023, so that make sure it can take care of itself. You might have to also work with someone that helps as your volume grows. There are people that just do distribution. There are people that are very good in distribution. So you need to also coordinate with those people. Okay, you wanted to say something?
Oh no, I said, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then the cost of all these things, you can add it to the product. If somebody says, I want shipping, you can add it. I want it to be expedited. It should be part of it. I want it to be, I want shipping. I want it to come in a specific day, things like that. And even when you get from a company that is focused on distribution, that the cost of distribution should be added on the cost of the product. Pass it to yes, that's what happens, because that is still cost. Distribution is still part of cost. So if you put these things in place, distribution, get a very good schedule. Also get someone to work with you with an appropriate contract, right? You should be fine. As I'm very happy that we're meeting now. You're telling you appear today, and I hope everybody is listening, because this is November. She's projecting for January. This is the time you tie exactly. So this is the time you tie loose ends, right? Making sure, Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you really for coming, because I know she's very busy, and she just said, you know what, she wants to share so that she can actually, impact other people that have these same issues, right? I just have to applaud you as we call it mompreneur. So I want to applaud you for what you're doing. So hopefully, hopefully you'll be able to put these pointers in place. So, have I been able to answer your questions?
Oh, so well. I'll go meditate on the points you gave me, and while doing my New Year resolution, those will definitely be part of it, because if I don't plan it now,
exactly.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. And I think it's Rosiana's. That's the name of her product line, Rosiana's.
Rosiana's Cosmetics.
Cosmetics. Yes. And
no problem.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay. Have a good one. Okay. Bye for now. Bye. So yes. So as we round up, just wanted to re-emphasize the contract. Having a contract that has to be checked by an attorney, right? No matter who you have that with, right? Have the contract with, please make sure an attorney signs it, all right? Not signs it, I would say, I beg your pardon. Make sure the attorney looks at it, all right? It's so important, all right? And I really, really appreciate her. I know she's left, but for the fact that many mothers have just turned to small businesses, because it actually gives them the flexibility and the time for their family, for the kids. And so they are more freelance. And so many mothers would fall under this SME. And of course, the goal is to make sure that whether you're a mom, whether you're not a mom, whether you're a dad, whether you're not a dad, whatever, just make anybody that has an SME, the goal is to make sure that SME does well. Okay, I will mention this again because I explained in one of my episodes about why is it important to have an attorney review your contract. Okay, and I believe this example is so necessary even at this time. Even because the topic I spoke about was outsourcing and making sure that you retain your staff, all those, right? And even with outsourcing or automation, you have to make sure that your contracts are in place, because outsourcing is also maybe getting an example of outsourcing is actually using an independent contractor. So that's one of the examples or one of outsourcing. So I'll give you the example or what happened to me. One of the things I do is that I do a lot of speaking engagements. And I remember that we wanted to do the speaking engagements at a hotel. And I remember that just trying to get everything in order. Then they send me a contract. So I had my attorney look over the contract, and the attorney said, "Oh, this is just a regular contract. Just make sure that any changes you want to make on this contract is written. Any change must be in writing." That's all the attorney said that, but it's a standard contract. You can go ahead and sign the contract. And yes, I did. And then, so towards the date of the event that I set for the event, we just realized that we couldn't do it at that particular date. So we just decided to cancel that conference, that the planned conference. We just decided to cancel it. So emailed the general manager, and general manager said, "Oh, no problem. You cancel it within the right time, no problem." So towards that date, the date that we canceled, I don't know, maybe I got the email. Yeah, I think I got the email. "Oh, your place is ready, come in and just finalize the deposit and everything." And I said, "Excuse me," I was saying, "Excuse me, that." So what happened was that I called this lady and I said, "What's happening that we canceled this?" "Oh yeah, you did. So what did I do? I just forwarded her the email. And she apologized. "Oh, I'm sorry, just a lot was going on. So I didn't remember, but you're good, you're fine." So, and I said to myself, right, just for doing, what did I do? Just one thing. I just put it in writing. I just told her that we don't need it for that date anymore. And that's why I said that please make sure that you have an attorney that reviews all your contracts. Is very important, because sometimes people put things in contracts that are bad for the other person. So your job is to make sure that you get somebody to review. And there are so many outsourced, another thing is outsourced attorneys. There are very many that there are now so many. I'm not going to mention any right now because I do not, I'm not here. I'm promoting any of them. And so I'm just saying that they are out there that you can actually subscribe to them, and they actually review contracts. All right. So I just wanted to make sure we understand that, because the importance of really getting somebody to review your contracts. Okay, that's just an example, because I know I mentioned to her that she should make sure that she when she gets someone that works with her, she should make sure that she really gets a contract signed, because you don't want that contractor to pick up her clients, right? So make sure that is really put in place, right? Make sure that there's nothing like that somebody cannot pick up their clients, right? So that's what I wanted to make sure. All right. So as I round up today, right? Round up today has been fantastic having everybody. So, but as I round up today, let's make sure that even as we're, looking at this inflation, which I talked about in the first part of this program, I would just want to emphasize that please be intentional. Be intentional as someone that is looking to thrive in your business. You have to be intentional, because one thing I always tell people, small businesses, I would like to give every one of them an award, because it's not easy to wake up in the morning and pursue, especially startups, and just continue to pursue a business, continue to make sure that business is alive, right? Push that business until it reaches the threshold of profit, right? So that's really awesome. So I'll say kudos to any small business. And I said this before, and I will say it again. All over the world, not only here in the United States, all over the world, right? Small businesses are really the bedrock of the economy all over the world, right? Maybe there are some countries here and there that might say, no, that's not true. But maybe I should say a large part, because there might be countries that still disagree, but a large part of the world, right? So I would say that please be intentional. Be intentional. Even though we have inflation now, it doesn't mean it's the end of your business. It just means that you have to move around a little bit, make some changes here and there, right? Make some changes. What do you need to do better, right? What do you need to do, right? How do you need to go about it? So be intentional. Be intentional. It's not that bad, be intentional, all right? And as the guest that came in, she was doing makeup. She's a makeup artist. Her background, I believe, her background is actually in the science. She's an engineer, but she decided to go. She loved the makeup, and she decided to go this route. And I remember that when I looked at it, and I said, she knew she can do makeup. Her makeup is really her passion. Then she decided to have a product line. That's diversification, right? Makeup product line. When she knew, she said, oh yeah, the makeup I'm using, I'm not really getting it. So I decided to start a makeup product line. So think of diversification also as you look to beat inflation, right? It's doable. It's doable. All right. So I really hope that that I've been able to share something that has been, or will be, or has been, or is beneficial to anybody that listen today. I look forward to seeing everybody next week. It's very exciting. I know this is a Thanksgiving month, but we should be thankful every single day. All right. And remember, to thrive, you have to be intentional. It's not just wishing. It's not just hoping. You need to, really, really sit up and make sure that, these pointers that I share when I come onto the program, you actually have to really push it. Make sure that you are taking stock and really doing the needful. All right. So thanks. Really interesting time today. Hopefully you guys got something today. So thanks for being here today. And I'll definitely see you next week. All right. Bye for now. Thanks for having me. Remember to join my live podcast on Tuesdays, 6 to 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Visit my website, dreniadesnia.com, for details. Till next time, bye for now.